Servo Magazine presents Tetsujin 2004. Brought to you by Jameco Electronics, celebrating 30 years of commitment to the best values from around the world. Visit them at www.jameco.com. And from the folks at JCAR Electronics and MPC Robotics. Additional sponsors include PCB Express, Selig Company, PCB Fab Express, Mauser Electronics, Electronic Gold Mine, Robo Odyssey, PCB 123, The Machine Lab, and Yoast Engineering.
Servo Magazine is a personal robotics magazine that's been around for just over a year. It's a spin-off of Nuts and Volts, which is about hobby electronics. When Larry and Robin brought me onto the magazine, we sat down and thought, now's the time for a magazine about people building robots. Specifically, people building cool robots to do cool things. Right about the time we were launching Servo Magazine, we met the founders of a company back east named Robotic Trends. And they had sensed the very things we were sensing here on the West Coast, that the time was ripe for robotics. And they were trying to come up with a way of holding a trade show, like a Comdex for robots, like a home show for robotics. And when they told us the date that they were going to hold it in Santa Clara, it was very close to where we had envisioned holding Tetsujin. So we worked up a strategic arrangement and we included it as an event within their event.
What really gets me going about this exoskeleton competition is it's one of those things where, of course it'd be super cool to have like this machine you strap on your body and it turns you into a superhuman, right? So RoboNexus is one of the first conventions I had gone to where they focused strictly on this personal robotics market, and I thought it was really interesting to see what's going on out there. From the basic low level, you got the guys working in the garage or the small shops, to you had guys all the way up, big corporations make personal robotics for the elderly and things.
The name of our event, Tetsujin, is a Japanese word, and it means literally Iron Man. And this came from an old comic book I used to read titled Iron Man. And we thought this gives it sort of an international flair. Tetsujin is a live event where a person puts on a metal suit that's augmented with motors and hydraulic cylinders and air cylinders to increase his strength, and then he lifts a weight, just like an Olympic barbell lifter. Really, the event is about competing your mind against the mind of another engineer and looking at your resources, whether it's financial, time, or just the ideas involved. The thing that is so appealing about Tetsujin is that it is a battle of ideas, but that the way the event is architected, there are a lot of ways you can win. There's not just one way. When we announced Tetsujin, we wanted competitors to build exoskeletons to lift weight. But the goal of lifting the most weight wasn't the only goal of the event. Being an engineer, I wanted to architect a few twists into the competition. So, at the end of the day, the competitor with the best composite score takes home the prize. The composite score is made up of 4 factors: how much weight is lifted, the height that the weight is lifted, the weight of the person and his exosuit, and the amount of time it takes him to lift the weight in the suit. So there are potentially 4 ways you could win the event: lift a lot of weight, lift it quickly, wear a light suit, or lift it high. Every competitor gets 3 lifts when they step up on the stage, and at the completion of each lift, they're allowed to add more weight to the bar. And you're never really sure if their suit is going to fail or they're going to fall over. And as you can see, there were some falls that were taken. And that's a little scary because the person is in the suit. We do our best to make it safe so it appears more dangerous than it really is.
Most that we actually lifted with it was 1,200 pounds. Now, at 1,200 pounds, our system weighed probably somewhere between 200 and 250 pounds, I think. Okay, so at one point in the competition, I actually had to turn around and lift up, or help my machine lift up the maximum weight. This is actually really in the spirit of the competition, because these machines aren't really meant to lift the weight for you. They're actually meant as human-assisted machines. So essentially you can lift the weight, and then the machine is supposed to help you lift the weight.
The wild approaches, everyone's different idea, also creates a resounding excitement at the event. Here are different engineers with their ideas, and suddenly they're the stars. They're in the center of the stage, and they're not controlling a remote robot somewhere. They're inside the robot this time, and they're showing how it works, and they're adding their strength to the situation. They already added their mental strength when they built it, and now they're adding their physical strength, and they're going for the gold.
We got our pump right here. We got the motor that powers the pump. We got the solenoid, which powers the motor through the batteries, which are attached to the back. So this is an electro-hydraulic system. So essentially what we do is we power the pump on, we fill up the accumulators, and then this bank of servo valves on the front here then act as a gate to operate each one of these hydraulic cylinders.
What we bring to the table with Tetsujin is a robotic event that doesn't involve any destruction or anything negative. We showcase the hope that robotics brings to the future of the world. And it's cool and it's fun. It excites kids, it excites people, and it makes people realize that even the guys that work in their garages on their cars can still build robots and get something good done in the world. If you're interested in competing in 2005 in Tetsujin, visit our website at servomagazine.com. We have the latest rules, and we have a forum where you can discuss your ideas with other builders. In addition, we run a monthly column called Tetsujin Tech, where experts in the various fields of pneumatics and hydraulics and power transmission share their secrets to engineering with these various technologies. The reason we decided to hold this as a contest with a first place only prize is that contests are the things that spur engineers. The DARPA Grand Challenge is an excellent example, and so is the X Prize. So we thought, well, if we assign a date and a huge first prize, people really step up to the plate and create something to the best of their abilities. First place at Tetsujin this year was $25,000 cash.
Yeah, I'll enter next year's event, and I look forward to it. I think it'll be a great event, and I'm sure Servo Magazine will come up with a lot of new and challenging obstacles for us to overcome.
If you're thinking about competing in Tetsujin, I encourage you to. It'll make you a better engineer. You'll be forced to complete something on time within a budget, which can only help you in your life.